Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special interview on NewsX. We are in conversation today with well-known actor Rajat Kapoor. Rajat, welcome back to NewsX. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for this. How are you doing?
All well, thank you. Great to see you virtually today, of course.
Hello.
We're of course going to be talking about Lootere, which is doing so well. You personally are also getting great reviews for it. It's the new series, which of course is streaming on Disney Plus Hotstar. So, firstly, congratulations to you. How does it feel? Reading the praise, hearing what people have to say. What has been the response so far?
Good, I think. I am not really very much on social media, so I don't get all the updates. But from what I hear from people, I think it's doing good. The problem is that there is so much being made right now these days. I keep wondering, how do people watch everything? How does one watch? How does one keep up with all that is being thrown at them? And so what happens if there are 10 things releasing every week or 30 things every month? Out of that, you watch maybe 2 or 3, and others are like that. Maybe some people watch it or not so many, and they lose their life quite quickly. But I'm happy to report that Lootere is being watched. I know this because my friends are writing into me and saying, "Oh, we just saw it." So that's great. I feel good, but I feel wonderful for Jay and the whole team of Lootere because they have worked so hard at it and they put their 2.5, 3 years of their lives just on this project. And for that to come out after 3 years of hard work and to get a good response is phenomenal. I'm so happy.
Yeah. You personally, of course, getting a lot of praise for your portrayal as well, but I think that's something you're used to.
No. I'm not used to it at all. So it's very good to get some praise for your work, to be at least noticed for your work. Because like I said, again, what happens sometimes you think you've done a good job and it was a good role, but nobody ended up watching it, That happens a lot. Or sometimes things get watched a lot, but you are there only for a tiny bit. So you're not noticed in that sense. So it's nice that this one I'm happy because I have a good role in it. After a long time, I have a good meaty part, and then so that the praise feels nice, really nice.
What appealed to you? Let's take you a bit back into memory lane now. What appealed to you about the character when they first came to you with it? What was it about this ship captain that made you say yes and you made you believe in the series and what it was trying to say?
I think more than the character, it was the overall script. It was very well written, and that was that doesn't happen as often as you would like to. So a lot of what one ends up reading as an actor is mediocre work or not interesting work at all. This one was an exception. It was very well written, so I was already sold.
Yeah.
Then I knew Jay a little bit from Scam, on which he was an associate director. So I knew him, I knew his dad, Hansel, and I had a very good feeling about Jay. It's like an instinct, It's like falling in love. You see somebody and you say, okay, now there's something good going here. Let's give it a try. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But that's a chance you have to take when you want to fall in love. This one worked. I'm happy to report. It's a very healthy relationship full of green flags.
Yeah, and how is it like working with a young director like Jay Mehta? Because you worked with, of course, a lot of experienced people. How was it like working with someone so young?
Excellent. Because I've also worked a lot with very young people, and I think I've done 50% of my work with debutants.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's very exciting to work with a director who's making his first project. They put everything in it. They have so much passion for it, and I identify with that, and I'm very excited to be a part of that journey. Because it's your first thing, it's your child. You really put everything in it. And then Jay was just one of those. And what I really admire about Jay and what he did really well, not only he shot it well, but just didn't give up. A lot of people that in the world of series, it's happening a lot that the director comes and shoots, and then he gives it away to somebody else to finish, and so his final stamp that you have, a director stamp on a film, somehow on a series, in shows that is missing because somebody else takes over. Either producers take over or the studio takes over, and it's not very nice. Jay didn't give up. Jay didn't give up at all till the very, very last moment. And that's why the show is special in every way.
How was the entire shoot and filming experience for you? It's of course a high seas caper as we can see it. How was the experience for you?
Great. It was a phenomenal crew. I must say, besides Jay, almost first time cinematographer, Jal Kavasti, we did a phenomenal job. So between Jal and Jay, they collaborated and they made scenes, they made shots every day on the ship. For us personally, like I was saying earlier to somebody else, we were hostages on the ship. No, literally we were hostages on the ship. Not being hostages, but we were hostages because I think 98% of my work in the series is on that ship. We never went out. While everybody else was having fun in Cape Town, we were stuck up on a ship, man.
Okay. And it's quite interesting, that you of course, I believe it is based on a real life, or at least inspired from a real life incident. But it's quite eerie that it comes at a time, Rajaji, that we are seeing so many of these incidents now, be reported. And interestingly, very close to India as well, of pirates. And often the Indian Navy has had to go and rescue, these ships, many from multiple nations. So it's quite interesting that it comes.
Just days back, there was some news like that.
Exactly.
Well, in a world where you imagine these things don't happen, they do. But I don't know if this is inspired by a real life story. It is. It's really a work of fiction, and hijacking is a part of the overall story. There are many more things happening, and they will unfold on your screen as you watch over the coming weeks.
Okay, ज़्यादा कुछ बताएंगे नहीं आप for now. Okay. I have to though ask you, are you in real life someone who's fond of being at sea? Do you enjoy going on a cruise or going on a ship or a boat?
I've never been on a ship before this, So this was my first time. See, that's the good thing about being an actor. You get experiences that you would not in your life otherwise.
True. And is that because you get seasick, or is it something it's just not happened?
It has not happened. I have not. These are not things that excite me. But I do love Goa. I do love the beaches a lot. So I spend a lot of time on the beach and swimming in the sea. But no, why would I go in a ship stuck and just in the middle of the sea watching nothing? I don't like that.
Unless you're a ship captain, like you're playing.
Unless I'm the ship captain and not hijacked.
Absolutely. Very quickly, just talking to you about now, the graph of OTT in our country as well. We're seeing, this sector really boom. The medium is, of course, having such new stories, exciting stories. How do you see this, as someone who, of course, has worked a lot on OTT now, but has also done a lot of work on films and theater? How do you see this new medium for the industry, and where do you see it going, in the months and years ahead?
I say good for the OTTs. They are making inroads into the market and hopefully making lots of profit. But I'm not sure if really good cinema is being helped or not. I'm not sure about that. When OTTs began their journey in India, at least, everybody was quite hopeful that now something will change, but it didn't, unfortunately. What has happened, though, because of the OTT platforms, what has happened is there's a lot of work being created. Most of it is not very good, unfortunately. But there's a lot of work for everybody. So everybody's working a lot, which is the thing about for the industry. All the technicians are working and all the actors are working happily. So for actors, I think it's a great time because the roles that you would normally get in cinema or not get in cinema, now they're being written for you, So there are a lot of exciting new characters that are being written and many actors who didn't get their due earlier somebody like Pratik Gandhi, you would never have heard of him if there was no scam. Or Jaideep Alawat, or Ishfaq Khan. These are phenomenal actors, and they were always phenomenal. It's just that there was no work for them. But now there is work, and now you see them. Now they have become stars.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's been great for the graph of actors in the country. There's a good message that you've just given, that let's hope also the graph of content also increases in the weeks ahead. My final question to you before we let you go, Rajji, is on we're in the month of March, and it was in this March 10 years ago that Aankho Dekhi released, which has now, of course, become such a cult classic in our country. So just look back and tell us about how it was making that for you, and what you now feel about it 10 years hence and still being talked about.
Yeah, I know. See, when we made Aankho Dekhi, of course, you make every film with complete love and hope and integrity. But sometimes, things happen beyond you. Sometimes really magic happens. And I think on Aankho Dekhi said, some magic happened. The film became larger than the sum of its part. And I must tell you that the love I've received for Aankho Dekhi, I've never received so much love for anything that I've done. Even today, I'll go out and somebody I'll meet. Of course, people say, okay, haan, beja fry and dil chata hai and all that, which doesn't really touch me so much. But when somebody says, sir, thank you for making Aankho Dekhi, it really makes my day. And it really makes everything worthwhile. So yeah, 10 years and the film lives on. Again, thanks to the OTT platforms. It lives, people are still watching it because it is on Hotstar and Netflix and Amazon and everywhere. So that was where OTT platforms have really come to.
True. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for the time being, Rajat Kapoor, for joining us. And let's certainly hope that Lootere also, goes the way of Aankho Dekhi for you, and people love.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.